Good afternoon, Scotty. I'll tell you, I like the way you bring it. And Brother Ford, I've been abreast of the Black Agenda Report for a while, and I like the way you have done everything you can to demonstrate to the people that President Obama is a puppet. I also want to bring out the fact that this is a cryogenic society. And knowing that and seeing clearly that the police shooting in New York was a false flag event because the police were under pressure by the public. Could this not be the same circumstance in Ferguson last night? Because it's clear that the shooters must have had some kind of training to at least hit their targets at such a distance. Now, I haven't heard whether the shooting was done with rifles or handguns, but I use a handgun myself. So I know that if a person is using a handgun at that distance, they had to have more than a little bit of training. I'd like to know, Brother Ford, what you think about that. And I also like you to elaborate on the concepts that you spoke about in reference to President Obama and Venezuela, because I don't think people understand the magnitude of what's going on there. And I'll hang up and listen as usual. Both you brothers come with it, and every opportunity I get to listen to you or to converse with you, I like to take advantage of it because I believe what you give the people is more than the truth. It's an actuality that they can walk out in the street and see. So I hang up, brothers. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Ford?
Well, yeah, in terms of false flags, you know, the police engage in endless conspiracies. We wouldn't put anything past them. And it doesn't have to be the local police or the Missouri police. You know, the United States has larger fish to fry and goes about it in ways that sometimes seem mysterious. Yeah, I want to say something about President Obama, since he made Ferguson, or Ferguson made him mention it extensensively in his remarks in Selma. He was doing the same thing in Selma this year that he has been doing since he was a candidate. His position is that racism is not endemic to America. That is, he pushes that same old line that the United States is essentially a good country, but it has a few warped features and asymmetries. But that doesn't spoil the basic goodness of the country, and to say that racism is endemic in the country is to mar the country's image, and he doesn't accept that. So he said, and I'm quoting him here, "What happened in Ferguson may not be unique, but it's no longer endemic or sanctioned by law and custom." Well, if Ferguson is not sanctioned, and I'm talking about the murder of Michael Brown and the clearing of Darren Wilson, if that's not sanctioned by law and custom, how do we explain how Eric Holder, his attorney general, justifies not bringing charges against Darren Wilson because his interpretation of the law says that you can't have a successful prosecution? And that's the same thing that prosecutors all over the country say, that the law makes it impossible to prosecute killer cops. Well, that means that the law does justify their behavior. And if the law justifies their behavior over and over again, as it has been doing for generations, well, that is the custom of the United States, to let killer cops go when their victims are black. So Obama's telling a lie when he says that this kind of behavior is not sanctioned by law and custom in the United States. It is integral to the law and the custom of the United States, and that puts this president fundamentally at odds with black realities and with this new movement that is bubbling up against among black folks, and we have to understand that he is not just sitting on the sidelines. He is actively buttressing and bolstering that same old narrative of the United States. It's a story that always ends with us bleeding on the ground, and somebody else saying that it's our fault, or we somehow must have done something to be in a dead position like that.